Hi everyone, I'm Amy, your hidden consumer expert, and today I want to get a few things off my chest. It's been an interesting few weeks. It's been an interesting year when it comes to food and marketing and everything that's going on in different movements that really aren't going to help us. And what pushed me over the edge was RFK Jr.'s push for people to sign up for ultra processed foods. So let's start with the big picture. A big part of my book that I spent so much time researching was in fourth quarter 2022. So much research came out on processed foods and ultra processed foods and how it impacts our health in such a negative manner, it can lead to death. Not kidding, not overestimating here. We have the largest population currently that is in the process of kidney disease or kidney failure, people on dialysis, people with chronic pain. Everywhere you look, there's someone saying, I'm disabled, because guess what? Our food is part of the problem. Take it back. It has a huge impact on us. And that's what a lot of these 2022 studies came out and talked about. You've seen the news, everybody's talking about it, but they're focusing on little bits and pieces. And here's my biggest issue overall, before we jump into some of the things I want to talk about, is the food we're eating is made from American lab created ingredients. Those lab created ingredients are directly now linked to health issues. They not only create more problems for the American population, but for those of us and those that already are susceptible to having anything from high blood pressure to being disabled, the food makes all of our symptoms worse. So let's start with Chobani. I was on my way to France. I'm literally sitting in the waiting room waiting for my plane to arrive to the gate, right? It was 30 minutes late because that's just how it goes for me. And I get a message from my editor at Broad Book Group in San Diego, and she's like, "You've got to do something on this." I'm like, "I'm going on vacation." I'm like, "I'm going to do something," and I never did. Well, now I'm going to, because my problem with the Chobani CEO's statement is that it's taking out dyes and certain ingredients are bad for business. Really? Like, I know it's going to cut into your profits to create a healthier product, but it's possible. And I saw it being possible throughout France. Like, it's not impossible. Is it going to cost more? Sure. We might have to employ Americans on our soil. Oh my God. You might have to sell one of your extra houses. Oh no. Because you're going to put money into making a quality product, which we don't see a lot of with American made products. The problem is even with the Maha movement, you're not focused on the root of the problem. We focus on this dye, we focus on that ingredient, we focus here, we focus there. But if you bring it all together, there is a root cause to all of these issues that we're not focused on. And it's not just one dye, it's all dyes. It's not just one ingredient, it's anything that's lab created is causing problems. Now, here's the thing, especially if you're going to bring in a lot of the raw milk influencers, don't do pasteurization, which, by the way, I'm going to share someone. This is a Facebook allergist that I love to follow. One, he's actually diagnosed people with a corn allergy, which is unheard of in my world as someone with a corn allergy, corn super sensitivity. But he'd had a really great reel on raw milk and the allergy side of it that I really think people should go follow him, find him on Facebook. That's his link. And his actual thing is Zachary Rubin, MD. So find him, follow him, watch his video on the research based on this side of it. But here's the thing. When it comes to people with food sensitivities, we all need something different, right? I grew up with my grandpa running a dairy farm. That was his retirement farm after doing the whole farming thing, right? I drank raw milk right from like literally, they milked the cow, brought it to the breakfast table. Great, not a problem. Not everybody can do that. And with my immune issues, I can't do that today, right? So one of the things Dr. Zachary talks about is he does talk on there's an increased risk for illness and sickness because of because the pasteurization process helps people stay healthy, right? Now, I know other people who are different levels of corn allergies, and they actually need raw milk. Their body rejects other milk. Great for them, they need it. But if you're someone who's trying to stay healthy and you're just following whatever an influencer tells you, stop. You have to listen to your body to figure out what works for you. This is the biggest issue hidden consumers actually have in the marketing world. Marketing is directed towards one group of people. Everyone else has to figure out, does it work for them or not? And most people are like, well, if it works for everybody, this is what we're being told, we're just going to do it. You can't. One of the things I don't talk about outright, but I'm going to say now, is one of the things I want to bring back is honesty in marketing. Granola bars aren't healthy. They never have been. Are you, unless you're making your own and know exactly you're putting into it, it's not going to be healthy for you. Why? Because of all the ingredients used. The people who are hidden consumers understand when you take out ingredients, you take out calories. So it's this ball of wax here where everything comes together and it solidifies. It's not just one little piece here. It's not one little piece here. What all of the maha is not going to make a major impact on you. Sorry, it doesn't. It's not, unless you know exactly what your body needs and how your body is reacting to the food you're eating. Maha is going to have no impact on you. You can follow it all you want, but the only thing it does is line the pockets of people who are trying to create the cheapest product possible and make you pay as much as possible for it, right? Ultra processed foods are the cheapest product possible. They're going to make you as sick as possible. So not only do you have to spend, and they don't fill you up. Have you noticed if you eat those ultra processed foods, you seem to need more and more and more? There's no health benefit. Your body isn't getting what it needs to even have a full stomach. So look at it this way. You spend the minimal amount of money buying ultra processed. You're now going to spend more money to buy more of that because you're still hungry. You're more than likely going to end up with healthcare costs that are through the roof now because you're going to have all those ultra processed ingredients over time are going to lead to chronic pain. You're going to have chronic inflammation. It's going to lead to chronic kidney disease. It could lead to chronic heart problems, leading to heart failure and eventually into death. So all of this is in the research from 2022, peer-reviewed research, real research. The other reason I wanted you to follow Dr. Rubin and to find out more is he actually debunks the raw milk science. And he pulls up the actual research being used and shows that it isn't real research. And real research means you're in a lab, you've got multiple tests running, you've got multiple people, it's independent, right? The corn industry has so many studies that they paid for, which means they're paying for a certain result to be said. And with enough money, you can manipulate results to have them say what you want because you gave them money, which is why you have to look for independent researchers, which is a big part of the book as well. So there's so many things. Like I'm trying to keep it all in here. But please know, be wise. Think about what you put in your body. What is your body telling you? My body can't do raw milk. My body can't. I haven't actually had milk since I moved to California in 2018 because I can't find safe milk because the containers make me sick. I have to wonder about the lids. Is that going to contaminate? When I did have milk in Minnesota, it was whole milk. And I had a manufacturer, a farm that I worked with that I could get whole milk, still pasteurized, because pasteurization isn't the problem, right? It's everything else we put in our milk. I can't drink the nut milks because of the containers. They're coated in a wax that's made from corn. And I'm sorry, people, that all of that stuff leaks into your whatever you're drinking, whatever you can't. And I'm proof. That's all I'm saying is I am proof that if you're trying to be healthy, look at the containers, look at what is in it. Those lab created ingredients aren't doing you any good. Yes, there are people who need lab created sugars because of where their body is, because of diabetics. The flip side is how much of our food led us to that point that we can't handle the natural food anymore. So I'm not a doctor. I'm going to say that. I am not a doctor. Listen to your body. I listen to mine, and that's where I'm at today. I know, and that's why I have such a depth of knowledge of how ingredients and how packaging and how things are processed, because I had to know for myself. Does it mean it's going to impact you? Not necessarily. But if you are a celiac and they're like, well, that shouldn't have affected me, it might not be what the food is. It could also be what your food was served to you in. Um, and those are things you need to consider. And when it comes to marketing, what I help companies do is understand that. So if you have a question, you can call that company and say, hey, where would I find this in your ingredients? Oh, hey, no worries. This is what we've got. This specific ingredient can be found here, here, and here. Great. It's simple communication. There's no reason any company should say there's no way you'd be allergic to my product, because that's false. There is somebody out there who is going to have a reaction to your product. I can guarantee it. That I can guarantee. So you have to think about, our food has made us all such an individual that we can't follow the norm. We can't follow the crowd. And the people who are now in the crowd is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, because our food has impacted us to such an effect. We have a wide range of health issues today that are all go back to, we have to change our diet. And that's where I come in to help natural and organics. I position them in a way to show why they have the better product to make you stay healthier, right? I I think I've gone to the doctor twice since I moved to California. I don't have a great care team out here, so there's no raise, but I'm also not spending money on the food that's going to make me sick. Could be correlation, but I think there's plenty of evidence out there to state otherwise. So at the end of the day, if you are a consumer, please be careful. Think about your body, your needs. What do you need to do? What is your body telling you? That's what you need to do. Don't listen to the influencers. Don't listen to your own body. That's my advice. If you are a company who's trying to get above the noise, be found and be found by a larger group of people who you didn't know existed, we need to talk and message me, and let's get something on the book so we can chat about your product, what your purpose is, and how I and my company can help you get found by a large group of people. With that, I'm going to get off my soapbox today. Tomorrow, I will come back on and we'll talk about disability and accessibility of experiences. Irony, I went down the day I was supposed to talk about it with a migraine. So my disability took me out from my disability talk. So that will be tomorrow, out of order, but we will get it taken care of. So have a great rest of your day. Let me know if you have questions, leave comments. Let's get a conversation started. And if you're curious about more about the research I did and why I got to where I am, pre-order your copy of my book, The Hidden Consumer. It will be out September 16th, anywhere you can buy books, but you can obviously get it